in a room full of fucking hungry wolves.
Perish the thought.
Let's get it.
I'm a survivor.
Yo, so we talk about profanity in public. Let's get it cracking. We're just going to start off with a real light question just to kick it off. Is cursing or using profane language even a bad thing? And maybe I should even start off with what's profane language, because that's not necessarily cursing, or maybe it is. Let me start there. Other than the regular curse words of, you know, fuck, shit, blah, 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 is there anything else that fits into this patina of profanity?
I think anything that's directly offensive to people, if you know, like, calling someone, like, you know, I'm just going to say it, like, a faggot, dyke, or whatever, those are offensive. Calling somebody, like, a spick, a wetback, those are offensive.
So that falls under profanity.
Yeah, I would believe it falls under profanity. It's just like, you know, it's things that you know that will bother or trigger a negative emotion to other people.
That's interesting. So with that definition that you hold, are these other words, like, you know, your regular curse words like fuck, nigga, shit, those are more, to me, just ways to highlight a feeling or expression. So it's not necessarily offensive. Would you consider that profanity?
Well, yes. Because it falls down the line of...
Derogatory?
Yeah, derogatory. Yeah, so...
Those are derogatory?
Yeah. First of all, like, the N-word is technically not a curse word.
Right.
It's just offensive because it's a term at one point, some people may even argue currently to this day, it's offensive towards black people or towards African Americans or what have you. So if you choose to say it in public, you don't know how that could trigger somebody else. Just like if I choose to say faggot, which I would never say, but let's just say I said faggot on the train, I don't know who in the train is a part of the LGBT community. You get what I'm saying? So me doing that, I run the risk of offending a person or several people. So it's kind of like, yeah, I think all of that falls into the bag of profanity.
Can I ask you a question?
What up?
In high school, like, I think I was on the train, and two of my colleagues from high school, these two dudes, they were like, yeah, nigga this, nigga that, or whatever. And this old white woman was like, you know, I really don't like that word. Can you all not use that word? Now, was she in the right? Was she in the wrong?
Hey, that happened to me last week.
Because it's like, you don't have to be a part of a certain community that word is like geared towards to be offended by it. What happened on the train?
I wasn't on the train.
Oh, wait, my bad.
What happened with you?
I was at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was just, you know, I was going in real quick, and there's some, you know what I'm saying, some people, and it was just like, nah, you can't say it. I'm like, nigga, I can say whatever I want, nigga. What the fuck? I bet you if I pulled out my diploma, nigga, you wouldn't have a problem with what I'm saying, nigga. So, nigga, I'm going to say what I want. What? Bitch.
Damn, son.
What did they say to that?
They started treating me different because I started talking about diplomas and shit.
See that?
Oh, so
but I shouldn't have to talk about diplomas. You should just respect me as a man, regardless of what words I use, bitch. But if I happen to slap you with a diploma, just know I had a 3.0 some shit, nigga. Fuck.
Or some shit. That means it was higher.
Exactly.
No disrespect.
Yo, so he's saying that his language doesn't fully define who he is.
My language is just an expression because language is communication. Actually, the definition of profanity, let's get back to the definition question, is just hard consonant sounds. That's why niggas just be like, yo, what the fuck?
Hard
facts.
Or like
K shit. And then look at the substitute. Oh, shoot. What the freak? It's just hard consonant sounds. Like at the end of the day,
like
it's just
cunt.
communication.
Cunt is a very cutting word.
Yeah, like it's just all about that consonant sound cutting through. You don't really come through and just be like, aloha. Like, nah, that's too many vowel sounds. It's like you can't get your point across with all those vowel sounds. So if you really want to get scientific, it's about the consonant sounds and shit. But nobody want to go there. They just want to be basic and get mad at 4 words. Like your vocabulary is clearly limited if you just mad at those 4 words. Dumbass.
I might hear crickets as the only woman in the room, but
Okay.
one thing that gets on my nerves, like when I hear like dudes say like females.
I agree with you.
Wait, what?
That
Females?
like when
Like the
dudes
word
are always
females?
Nah,
like
when
when
dudes will be
bitch.
like, oh, a man, but female.
Wait,
As
what?
opposed to like man, woman.
when a dude's always talking about like, yo, the problem with females is da 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 da, or
I say female, I say woman, I say bitch.
like
It's all about the context, nigga. You gotta feel me. It's an energy.
Yeah, that's your teammate, nigga.
They all mean the same, dog. You know what I'm talking about. Language is about communication. Why are we making language more complicated? If I say the niggas and then I say the bitches, and you know what I'm talking about.
on the
Let's not
flip
get
side,
into
you don't hear
semantics.
like women talk about like, oh, the problem with males. You know what I mean?
the fuck cares? Why can't they?
Because a male
They
could
could?
be in reference to
What?
a male cat, a male
Nigga,
whale.
male is male,
a male.
female is female. You know
I don't
what we
like.
talking about.
I don't like nobody talking to me talking about females and like, oh yeah, you a female.
So you don't
Da, da,
act like
da.
a female?
There's like a little what?
You don't act like a female?
Define acting like a female.
Whatever that means, you can fill in the blank.
No, well, you tell me what it means then.
You really want to know?
I would love to know.
Okay.
Panic. Don't panic.
I'm about to panic right now. Hey, yo, what it means to be a female is you got to be more in touch with your emotional side.
What?
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
an
a,
energy thing.
It's a fucking.
It's an energy
wait,
thing.
wait. It's not more so about the fact that you say females. It's more so about a respect thing. Because you don't go into a business meeting and be like, hey, yo, what's up, bitch? I'm here.
Hold
I'm
on,
in
yes,
this
you
fuck
can.
house."
If you run that bitch,
if you
No, you won't.
Not even if you
Because
run that.
You will get sued.
By
You
who?
will- That
By
woman
the
that you call the
company.
bitch. The woman that you
Or
call a
the
bitch, you'll
woman-
run to
First
HR
off,
and be like,
we
he
just said we
called me a
run this
bitch.
bitch. I
Cha-ching,
didn't
I'm
call
getting
a
paid.
girl a bitch. Yeah.
No,
yes.
We said
But
we
I'm-
run this
but I'm
bitch
just
like we
saying-
the owner.
but
If
even
you the
if you
owner,
don't-
you can
even
run
if
the
you the
meeting
owner-
however the fuck
even
you
if
want.
you the
Yeah, you can
owner.
run- if you're the owner, you'll run your business to the
Yeah.
ground. I got you.
You gotta go with
Fuck it,
some
nigga, we
respect.
made it.
You know,
Now,
you can't go
95%
everywhere.
of businesses
Hey,
fail
hey.
within the first year. At least niggas made it.
Let me hear a walk real quick. What'd you say? I missed it.
I said you gotta go in with some respect. I don't
No, you
agree
don't.
with the. Yeah, you do.
Says who? Where you get these
Says
rules
the
from?
world.
Yo, says your employers. Your
Says-
employees.
So that's why we
Says
got to
your
teach.
Says your customers.
No.
Hold on.
No.
That's why we got to teach our young black princes and princesses, males, females, niggas, bitches, to run their own shit.
It's
To-
human
To
nature,
be
though.
the employer, nigga.
But to be-
and if they
to-
are,
to-
then they can do whatever the
Yo,
fuck they want.
yo, Kev, let me ask you a question.
Sup?
You don't think that there's any negative connotation with female, bitch, nigga, fuck boy, all of that stuff?
I think there's negative connotation on my skin if you believe there
Yo,
is.
answer the question, bro.
I just did.
Nah, you didn't answer the question.
The answer is yeah if you
Oh, all
want it to
right,
be
there you go. So then now, if you know that, and you're in a public space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you're talking to your boy or you're on the phone or whatever, you're like, yo,
Yeah.
this female, yo, da da da,
This
fuck this
bitch.
bitch, da 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 da. And there's women around you. You don't
Yeah.
feel like maybe it's offensive to those sisters in the,
Just
in,
a little.
in the area? Just a tad bit?
I'm supposed to say yeah, right?
Nah.
No.
Just be
What do
honest.
you
Yo,
feel?
that's
Truth
all
of the
you,
matter is, when I'm on the phone talking to my nigga, talking about this bitch that was busting it down, I don't give a fuck what that little bitch on the train got talking about. If she mad, she's
Yo,
on the
it's looking
train.
Like now they, yo,
Get a
yo,
fucking
walk
car,
in the fucking
nigga.
room and say, yo, we on G side, dog. Fuck this.
Tell, if
Nah,
you don't,
just
if you
listen.
got a problem with what the fuck I'm talking about, get a personal automobile, pay your personal car insurance, and get on the fucking road with the traffic.
Don't take
If I
the tea.
decide to get on the train,
That don't
pay
make
my
no sense.
$2 or whatever the fuck it costs, let me talk my nigga in bitch shit in peace.
Yo, so you're telling me if a white guy was on the train and you happen to be on that same train and he just spouting out racist shit, you saying he has the right to do that?
He got the right to say whatever the fuck.
So
he
you
want.
won't say
Oh,
nothing.
So
God,
you won't
punch in
say
his
nothing.
face.
just
You
be
won't
cool
say
with it.
nothing.
You just be cool with it. Like, yo, fuck it.
If
I
he-
should
is
be
he
driving.
talking to me?
No,
I should
if
be
he's talking
driving.
in general, like
In
if he's on the
general?
phone and he's like,
Yo.
yo, this monkey on the bus next to me
I
or
fucking
on the
hate
bus
niggas with
somewhere.
dreads.
Hold on, see
fuck
that's
these mop
different.
head
Because he's talking
motherfuckers.
about you.
No,
talking
no,
about
but
me
you're in the
versus
back of the bus. No,
talking
you're in
about
the back
niggas
of the
in
bus.
general or
No, no,
talking
no.
about
Hang
You're
on.
in the
some
back
monkey
of the
he got.
bus. You're in the back
Yo,
of
let's
the
just
bus.
say he's talking about a particular.
Yo, hold on.
Let's say he's talking about the intern.
You
He's like,
can't
yo,
switch the circumstance.
time out.
I'm
We
not
all
on the train
train.
talking about this bitch next to me.
No,
hold on. I got you.
I
All of us
Hang
are on
on.
the train. We're all on the train. And then let's just say a white boy gets on the train. He looks at
My
intern and
white
goes,
nigga.
yo, this fucking big ass fucking monkey with the mop head. Yo, I'm tired of being around these motherfuckers. Da, da, da. You just
That's
happen to be on the
different.
back
He's
of the
clearly
train.
talking about me.
No, he's talking about him. He's talking about him.
what
He's talking. Oh, okay. So
I'm
hang on.
saying they're
Yeah.
talking about
Plot
someone
twist.
else, not you directly.
Yeah, he's talking about
But
him.
you say
Then
something.
he
you
gotta
be cool
whoop
with
his
it.
ass.
But would you say something?
Who said I'm cool with
so
it?
you ain't gonna ride out? Word.
Only if he's losing the fight. That's the fairs right there.
But not even.
He
He got to
all of us,
defend
dog.
himself, and then if
So
it's
so
unfair, then
so let
niggas
me
like
ask you
jump
something.
in.
So let me ask you something. When you see a woman getting berated on the train, let's say by a man. I ran into an incident where a woman bumped someone, or a man bumped a woman, and then the woman said something, and the man got super offended and loud and started disrespecting
Did he
this
do
woman.
anything though? I don't care about volume.
No,
nigga.
he
It's an
didn't.
energy
He
thing.
didn't do nothing.
Then
But
I
he
don't
was.
care about
He
his
was.
volume,
Wait.
nigga.
He was
He's a little
berating
puppy.
her. He was berating her like a mug, like calling her a B word, saying everything.
Was she threatened?
Right? Yes,
Yes,
she
nigga, what
was.
the fuck?
It's a
It's a
big
man,
white
bro.
man disrespecting this black woman. She's.
Whoa. You can't tell it's a sister, nigga.
See?
I hope did you duff the
Hold
nigga?
on, hold
Did
on.
you duff the
Hold
nigga?
on.
Now he's in trouble. See, they trying to get me.
So now we're on the train. I'm giving you. I'm giving you. the
Let him finish. Let him finish.
So as this guy's berating him, right? Guess who's on the train? Someone we know.
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So someone we know is on the train.
Who? You?
I can't say. Can I say the name?
Say
I
the
mean-
alias, nigga.
He don't have an alias, but he's
we
a
don't know
break
this guy no
dancer
more.
Got you. No worries.
He runs with-
Cool.
you know,
Go ahead.
with K&M.
Yep.
And all right.
We got it.
So he jumped up before I could even say I had my headphones out. I took my headphones out just to hear what was happening.
Yeah.
So then he jumped up and he immediately said something to the dude
Mm-hmm.
for disrespecting the girl, and then the dude immediately shut that shit down once he saw him step up.
Yeah.
You know, so what would you have done in that circumstance? Would you have said something? Would you have stayed back? Would you have just chilled if it was just you and that person and they were berating them?
I mean, everything come back to the same answer. It's an energy thing. So if I'm on the train and this young lady, old lady, woman, girl, whatever you want to call it, is feeling threatened, then I don't like negative energy. I'm like an elephant. You know what I'm saying? When blood is in my area, it's like, nah, nigga, ain't nobody supposed to be beat up around me. So I'm gonna step up and whoop ass just because you fucking up my personal space with this beef that I don't want to deal with. So I'll end the beef right now. But it was never a beef because clearly you a pussy if, nigga, you talking shit to a bitch and then when I step up, you stop. Because if you was really about that action, you'll punch me in the face.
Man.
So, nigga, you clearly ain't about that action. So you can stop huffing and puffing and I can go back to bumping my Bone Thugs and Harmony in peace
So
on
now,
this
what
public
we on this?
transportation.
Yo, it's weird because I understand, Kev. It sounds crazy what he said, but I get it.
I was
right?
minding my business on the train and
Because
then
it's an energy
you
thing.
brought this negative shit.
But
now
I
I'm
understand what you're
mad.
saying. But now we'll walk with me on this, right?
I'm gonna fuck you up just because, nigga, I was happy and now I gotta deal with this negative.
But yo,
Let me see
think
what
about
G's saying.
this,
I don't like that shit.
there's connotations to words, right? And like certain words could trigger certain people, right? So like, yo, even with men, right? If a dude call you a bitch or pussy, right? What it implies? You're a woman, or you're acting like a woman, so therefore you're weaker, right? These are like social construct that we put on terms, right? And so we internalize that shit. If a nigga call you a bitch or a pussy, it's like, yo, the nigga's violating my manhood, yo. I gotta come see that nigga. When we think like that, right, then it's offensive, not just to men, but it's also offensive to women because you're telling women, yo, you're less than me. You see what I'm saying? So when Sheens is like, yo, I don't like when dudes call me female, you're like, yo, well, females act like females.
And
Bro,
that's not
they're like-
that's
you're
not
playing
specific to
into-
anything because they're like a female what? A female cat?
Well,
a female.
That's why.
But think about it, yeah, but like, think about it.
Giraffe?
We call women
That's why
bitches
when I
and
say
heifers,
when
right?
I say female,
These
I
are
mean
animals,
female.
bro.
Everything.
or broads.
Yeah,
Well,
you know what I'm
broad
saying?
just mean broad hips. Niggas don't got broad hips like girls.
Nah,
got
but-
broad
but
hips.
no, but
The
men-
fuck?
but
Why do
women
we
are-
make it more than what it is?
No, women are referred to as broads though.
Because y'all got broad hips. Hey, broad hips. Like what
So
the
you
fuck?
think that's positive?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a
nigga,
broad.
look nice. I like
never
that.
heard
Is
of
this true that
This is from the south.
Somebody-
We from up north. That's why we don't know that.
somebody
Go
said
do your
that?
research.
Let me
Episode
see.
30 some
nigga,
shit.
do your
Well-
Googles, nigga.
I'm gonna do my Googles right
Listen,
now.
But I'm telling you,
Do you
it
have-
come from the south.
Hang on.
And it refers to women down south are referred to as broads, and it's not negative. It's not until you get up north where it has a negative connotation. Do your homework. Now let's move on though, because nigga, I don't like when nigga.
Says Kev. Gotcha.
Because I always make sense. I'm not crazy. I just say what the fuck I want.
Well, listen.
Gotcha.
I wanna. Sheens, did you have something else to say?
Nah, she's doing all Google research.
Somebody told me that a broad means a piece of meat with a hole in it.
What the fuck,
Is that
broad?
true?
Like wide. The word broad means wide.
This
what
was
a girl.
the first
what
I've
happens
heard
at puberty?
buffaloes.
I've never heard any of those.
Yeah, I never heard either of these. This is
There's
the
definitely
first time
words
I'm-
with the same spelling
Honestly, niggas
that have
could be
two
broads 'cause
completely
we got the
different
broad shoulders.
definitions. Yeah.
Come through.
Oh,
That
come
nigga's
on.
broad
Now
to
you're
the
now you're
broad
reaching.
How am I reaching? I just gave y'all some.
Look. I don't want to get it because we're kind of talking about like I can see how like insults being hurled at people you're kind of put in a position, right? But I'm thinking of like people like a group of dudes on the train having a conversation, talking amongst each other the way they want to talk. Is that a problem?
No, it should never fucking be a problem to talk how the fuck you want on the public transportation. If you have a fucking problem, get a private vehicle, motherfucker.
But hold on. So you don't subscribe to at least common courtesy?
Nigga,
This
common.
term says that the word broad is less respectable than lady, but more respectable than bitch.
Nigga, that shit does not tell you where the word comes from.
Where-
So fuck
who
that
said
nigga.
that? Who
with
said
his
that?
Respect.
That nigga didn't even Google that shit. He went on Yahoo, nigga.
Nah, it was the Urban Dictionary.
A
Nah,
term
but yo, but hold
originated
on,
in the
but back to what I was
30s
saying.
meaning woman.
Yo, you
Woman,
don't.
why?
Look, hang on.
Look at how people in the 30s talked about women, honestly.
All right, but hold on. But yo,
Can we get back to when y'all hold on real quick? When y'all find that definition, can y'all pay me some respect on a future episode?
If I figured out that property.
I like that. Let's move on.
Yo, so now, like, you don't. To me, like, it's like common courtesy, right? It's like certain things, like etiquette, right? There's certain things that we are taught since childhood to not offend people around you, right?
That's whack too.
Word?
Yeah, they be teaching that bullshit.
So when you get a kid,
Damn.
what you gonna teach them?
Wow,
Just to
this is
say
crazy.
whatever the F they want?
You gotta have enough money though.
So there's levels to the disrespect.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's all it's ever about. When you're a boss, you can say whatever the fuck you want. When you're a worker, there's certain things you cannot say, and you know that.
All right, can somebody else answer the question?
You'd be like
Dog?
Julius
What was the
Caesar,
question?
man.
I forgot the question.
So listen, at first we were just talking about what profanity is, and they were talking about using it in public, right? Profanity in public. I want to get into is cursing a bad thing? Is it a bad thing? Because we all do it. Everyone curses.
Only for fucking average people who fucking put restrictions on what you can say and when you can say it, dumbasses. Oh my God, you can say this particular word which has the exact equivalent meaning, but we can't say that one. Like, just stop and think about that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's
Really?
there's a reason. I
We're
guess.
communicating the same thing.
What is the reason for?
Hold on. Yeah, you see, again, it sounds. I almost rocked with you, but equating female and bitch to woman is not the same thing, bro. It's not.
It
Because
is if
the
you say
average
it
man
is.
says it to belittle women. You know what
But
I'm
I
saying?
don't. When I
That's
say it,
you,
it just
bro.
means
Hold on, but see,
what
again,
I say it means.
Yo, this shit's
That's what
outrageous,
words
right?
mean.
It's kind of like this, right? And remember, like
Words
I always
do what
tell
I say
people,
they
like,
do.
I understand when like a person that was raised the Jim Crow era or was raised like around that time or born around that time being like offended by the N-word, right? I understand that. And if I would say the N-word around them, I would apologize. Why? Because they grew up in a different time. So when they heard that word, it isn't the same as when we heard it growing up. We heard it through like rap and our friends. They heard it from racist white people. So
But-
it's a different thing. It's the same
But
word,
even
but
before
it means
that,
something
if you look
differently.
at like Dolomite or any of those like black exploitation movies, they were calling each other nigga and stuff like that.
Yes, but understand what I'm saying. All right.
Yes, yes,
See,
yes,
I
you're
thought
making
you
a
was
good
on my
point.
team,
Stop.
so you fucked it up. All right. But anyways, yo, so when they hear that word, it brings them to a negative place. So you saying you all about energy.
Yes.
If you understand that, then if you see older people on the train or on the
I
bus,
think I've said this to you.
because of that, you should be like, damn, yo, out of respect for them, because I don't want to trigger a negative emotion out of them, I'm going to fall back with the N-word.
All right, I got you.
Just like if let's just say two LGBT people together, right? They call each other what's the words that they use, like queer or something. I don't know. There's some like there's like terms that are like fag. Yeah, that's what it is. To them, they could do that. We can't do that shit. And if we do it, we run the risk of offending them.
So can they talk and say that in public?
Hold on. Before we get to that, let's get to the first point.
Oh, go ahead.
He said something about me. If I can't use certain words because it offends certain groups of people or whatever, certain demographic. I want to know why that demographic is unwilling to change. They don't look the same. Like, if you look at a picture, give me any picture, you don't look the same. Like a year ago, a week ago, you don't look the same, right? So there's an underlying message in life that life is about change. So the same way our bodies change, our feelings change, the earth change, words can't change. Like, that's the only thing.
But don't you think it's an
still
easier
calling a
change
female a
to
bitch since you was like a little kid on to now present day?
Don't you think that it's an easier change to stop using an offensive term as opposed to asking somebody to change the way that they receive a certain word?
Bingo.
That's a bigger change that you're asking somebody else to do
I'm
just
not
because you
asking
feel like
anybody's
using a certain.
change to be big or smaller.
But you are asking, like, why can't people just change the way that they view the word or the way that they receive the
because
word?
we're making the biggest deal about the people using the words. We understand the energy is positive. We know it, just like the N-word is the perfect example. We use the nigga. It's nice now, but nigga 50 years ago had a different connotation attached
So
to
you're
it.
at a rap concert and nigga what, nigga who comes on, and the white dude next to you is singing every single word.
I've been
That's
to
cool.
concerts where the white boys do that.
And that's
I don't
cool?
got a problem with that. And I'm a nigga.
So then that that changes everything.
Because
then.
you know what?
It is, dog.
What's the energy attached to that word? If a nigga's singing the song and it say nigga this, nigga that, and they paid a ticket to support a black
you not
pocket,
white, dog, so you don't know what kind of energy goes into when they say that
okay,
shit, bro.
okay,
You don't know.
you got that. Let me fix that. The energy I feel from the energy they have let out. So, and I'm a nigga, so I could tell you when a nigga's being racist versus when you could just feel it, nigga. Like, every nigga just felt what I just said, nigga. You can feel it. So if a nigga's just really singing along to Jigga Man and he's like, nigga, what? Nigga, who? You can't fuck with me. You can feel it. Versus, nigga, you can't fuck with me.
All right, let me ask.
Just feel
Can
that
I ask
shit.
one more question? Sorry.
Go for it.
I know that you have other questions to ask. Okay, this is something that I observed that really made me feel away. I was in Barbados last year. We went to this club, and you know, like how people dance down there, like the reggae clubs, the soca clubs and stuff like that. The girls are like bent over and like whining and stuff like that. And then down there, you could go in the club to like 16, 17. So like there's like girls that are like bent over dancing, and there were these white dudes there like looking at them and laughing. They were going behind them and like sticking them and daggering them. Now, even though it's a party and they're there to have the intent, they're there with the intent of having a good time. Don't you think that there's an element of that that's a little bit of a problem if you see a bunch of white dudes that aren't from there that are sitting around laughing at these women who are under 18?
They're probably thinking they prostitutes.
Right, that are under 18, that are just dancing the way that they want to dance to have a good time, but it's a game.
And don't fuck around. They white boys. They probably looking at them little 17-year-old boys too, like
exactly.
Because
that's also
I don't give a fuck what niggas laughing.
And that's also been, they said that that's also a big problem in the tourism industry.
Are they alive? Are they having a good time dancing?
What do you think? They're having a terrible time dancing.
Okay, are they alive?
What do you think?
I think they're alive. I think they're having a grand old fucking time dancing. I think they body equated. They got a lot of vitamin D, no homo. I don't think they give a flying fuck about these niggas who don't understand their culture.
Right.
Because when you don't understand, you do that ignorant shit. But when you understand what's going on, it's an energy thing. And when that energy is right, nobody gives a fuck about that negative energy.
So as long as the intentions are good, that's okay. That's what you're saying?
That's all that matters in life.
No, but your
once
good
that matters,
intentions may not
color
be
don't
their
matter.
good intentions, bro.
Excuse?
Her example, right? Their good intentions may not be those white guys' good intentions.
Who cares?
You have to
It's
say,
an
you know why?
energy thing.
Nah, you know why? All right.
And the
This whole
girls
energy
and the
shit-
girls
no, hold
didn't
on.
think anything of
This
it.
is kind of like
you know?
the previous episode. This whole energy and force shit is bullshit. You know why? Because
Why? Because not
now,
quantitative.
energy's not bullshit. Hang on.
exactly, because the results can mean rape, murder, all kind of shit to these women, bro. So if these white guys looking like laughing at these little 16-year-olds like, yeah, I'm gonna take one of them home, or yo, we in another country, dog. These are probably fucking niggas from like America, Canada, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, yo, we could rape these girls and dip out the country tomorrow. Bro, that shit happens.
So
bro.
we have a bigger
look
problem.
at the UN. So look at like.
So hold on, we have a bigger
all the time.
problem.
Let me just finish. The UN soldiers in Haiti. Remember, it was like 250 kids got raped because they wanted food. So they would go to the UN base like, yo, I want some food, this and the third. And they be like, you gotta get gang raped, you gotta suck us off, you gotta do all this and the third. They rape boys and girls, bro. So you could say, oh, well, the kid's intent was just to eat. That was a good intention, right? Their intent was to fucking manipulate and conquer these kids, bro. So you can't be like, yo, energy for fuck out of here, dog. Results matter.
So
energy's not bullshit.
If you're
though.
16,
But I
17
agree with
dancing
you.
in the party,
But energy's not bullshit. But go ahead.
where is this adult supervision? Where's your audience?
That's their
Where's the
culture. Yo,
community?
to be honest with you, I don't even get mad.
Where's the village?
Hold on.
So we have a bigger
Hold on. I
problem,
agree
right?
with you. I agree with you. I agree.
So before we can talk about these people laughing and doing this and that, we need to talk about the problem amongst our own culture.
Yo, you actually
Well-
you know why? Hold on. This is why he's right.
Well,
you know why? Because I'm about to ask Kev a question.
I disagree with that.
Yo,
I'll say why.
Because Kev made a point earlier, right? Like, who gives a fuck? It's just words of words, right? Mm-hmm. But then I always go, yo, so Kev, do you call Hispanic people spics?
Nah,
Why not?
because I didn't grow up in that culture.
But, okay.
But if I did, I would.
But they don't even call themselves spics.
If I grew up in that culture, I
You
would.
Word?
But I didn't. So I don't know that word. It don't have no...
All right, so
feeling
now
for me,
walk
so
with me
I
on
don't
this,
use
though.
it.
All right, that's cool. But you didn't grow up as a woman, but you call them females and bitches, even though you've heard several women say, yo, they don't like you saying that, and you still don't give a fuck.
Well, I stopped saying around them, but then I also zip myself around them. Them bitches is chips.
All right, well, I tried.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I so I gotta bring it to family functions, yo. So at family functions, you know, there's all types of people there. Is it a respect thing to not speak that way around folk who don't
To
speak with a lot of
not
profanity?
accept my vocabulary is to not accept me. I don't give a flying fuck who's there. And then when I die, right, niggas gonna be at my funeral like, oh, we miss Kev. Oh, yeah, that nigga used to swear everywhere and shit. Or when I'm dead, it's cool. Nigga, appreciate that shit while I'm here, nigga. The fuck?
That's how we feel. What do y'all think? So, I mean, listen, because I think of like weddings. I think of just different people coming together. And I guess I bring up this whole thing because everyone curses and talks like this behind closed doors, but they try to like, I feel like the people that you're trying to respect go home and talk the same way.
That's why I don't
That's
give a
where the
fuck,
conflict
nigga.
is for me.
That
You know
been
what
the
I mean?
conflict for me. That's why I've been zipped it up at a young age. Nigga, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. It's gonna feel good. If you don't like me, just tell me you don't like me. I won't show up. But on dogs, nigga, when I'm not there, you gonna be like, damn, something's missing.
He says something's missing.
And that's me, nigga, doing what the fuck I want. Because at the end of the day, niggas just want to see a nigga that do what the fuck he want. And that's why y'all tune in. That's why y'all love this. And that's why this is going to get the most fucking views.
I personally don't.
It's a podcast, but
I
see what
personally
you're
don't
saying.
Ratings, whatever the
care
fuck it's called.
about people cursing in public. That's
Right.
not my. I could care less.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, I don't look at racial slurs as a curse per se. I do look at it as an insult. If it is an offensive thing, then I would say something regarding that. But if someone's out and they're like, fuck this event's fucking lit. This event's, you know, like,
It's not a
fuck,
problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I mean, if you want to grow up doing that, or if you want to let your kids swear up a storm, let them do what they got to do. But you got to have some form of respect, or to know where you at. Whether you in like, if you in a courtroom, you're not gonna be swearing. If you in like certain places,
Bingo.
you just gotta have a certain
job interview, you're not gonna be
understanding
swearing.
of what
But
you-
imagine if you
You're
lived
in
in a
church.
world where in the job interview you could swear.
that should be kind of whack, honestly.
That shit would
Would
be
you
whack.
whack?
I'm gonna be
I'd
honest
be
with you.
offended.
Whoa.
I'm about to explain why.
I'd be offended.
You
Yo,
can
the
do whatever the
reason why
fuck
is
you want in
because,
any
yo,
circumstance. The world would be a better place.
Yo,
but
think about this, right? Yo,
Let's pause
what
on
people
that.
don't understand, what's the purpose of a job interview is, for one, they want to know, do you actually fit the culture of the organization? Hence, that's why you wear a particular outfit, right? You walk a certain way. You shake their hand a certain way. You sit down a certain way. Why? It's because they need to know if you actually have been educated enough to know how to fit in. When you just go in there on some, like, I think what was the movie, Friday, when he was applying for jobs, he had like jeans, he tucked in his shirt, but it was like baggy and shit, put on a tie over like a regular shirt or whatever. It was like, it's like clearly he doesn't know what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, You go to a job interview, they look at that, they go, he's not the right fit. Why? He doesn't know the culture. So we're not going to let him in. So now if we have this world where everybody just show up and do what they are, you know how hard it's going to be for HR to fucking hire niggas? It's going to be ridiculous. They're going to be like, we don't know if this motherfucker's the right fit. You get what I'm saying?
You would, because
if that's the only thing that matters, then I see that.
Your energy would have to put you through. It would have to.
Yo, think about this.
That's
right?
what makes niggas.
There'll be a position that's open. Everyone submits their resumes, right? One position, 200 people will apply, right? Out of that 200, let's say 150 actually are qualified. Like, yo, they have the credentials to actually get the job. They're competent enough to do the job at hand. Yo, you bring in all 150, right? But if everyone just living their life, how you supposed to pick? There has to be some type of deciding factors that go like,
I think
we're going to minimize people with a lot of shit.
And then we've all been all been at that job where it's just like, you see somebody acting a certain way and you're like, damn, how the fuck did you get this job?
Thank you.
So it's just like they're acting bad enough, but
hold on,
and they knew how to act and what to say and do in the interview. I couldn't imagine what would slip through the cracks.
Applications.
I don't know. I can't imagine who would slip through the cracks if you just had open license to say and do whatever the fuck you wanted to do in an interview.
You got 200 applications, right? And 150 of them, or whatever the fuck you say, qualified or whatever. Mm-hmm. But instead of being like niggerish to the max, they're professional to the max. They're all on time. They all are well qualified. All went to schools, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Aren't you still gonna have a problem trying to pick the best candidate?
Yes. However, so the reality is this.
Hold on.
On average, the average person doesn't do that. There's a lot of people that think like you. Like, yo, I'm just going to do me and go to the interview. They're just going to hire me for who I am. And that's how they weed them out.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that play it right.
Yeah, if they play
still
it right,
have a problem at the top.
I agree. Hold on. But time out. But the reality is, if anybody have gone through a hiring process, right? Usually, sometimes it takes multiple interviews. Sometimes like 2, 3, 4, 5. To work for Google, it's like 10 interviews, bro. It's mad intensive. So the point is this: that's how they weed out people. But the reason why, like, you gotta understand, Google has a long process because they only targeted the top 25 schools for computer science and things of that nature, right? So the top 25. Clearly these kids are the most qualified, right? So they have to go through so much stuff just to see, like, are they capable to handle the intense load of working at a Google or Apple and things of that nature? If we're saying, like, one of the standards, just remove that shit, you're making it even harder. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know if it really gets to that point. Like, and I'm only saying this. Like, I remember I went on this interview and this dude like slipped up and cursed. Like, he was just like, it's just like regular shit, stuff like that. He said it just like that. And I'm like, you can swear in front of me. I'm not going to look at you different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he was like, thank you.
Yeah, but that's one example.
No, it's one example, but you got to let me finish my point. And doing that, along with this other example I want to throw out, and then I'll make my point. I remember being on this interview to apply for a job, and like the people, it's through a temp agency, and they were like begging me to like wear a tie and shoes and all this shit. And, I ended up to me, I'm like, I just need to appear clean. I don't necessarily have to wear a suit. You know what I mean? So I didn't wear a suit. I wore a turtleneck, some nice pants, and some sneakers to match. And that got me the job, even with me being authentic, with me still being able to say ass or shit. You know what I mean? Because, again, I feel like when you can relate to someone, they gravitate towards you more. And I'm saying that to say, at another job that I've applied to before, they get 40,000 applications. So now, to me, in my mind, I'm like, that's 40,000 suits. You know what I mean? How do I appear different and stand out? So I try to be as authentic as possible, but...
that's a strategy that could work. But it could also blow up in your face.
But that's every gamble.
That's a gamble.
Everything's 50-50.
Always works. You want to know why that strategy always works? Mm-hmm. Because while you wearing a suit and tie to go to an interview, to go interview with someone who works for someone who probably has a boss, when you get to the highest level, that boss wears what the fuck he wants. That boss talks how the fuck he wants. And that's the nigga you should be trying to relate to. And that's the fucking point I'm trying to make.
That's not true either.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Well,
where I work, my boss wears a fucking suit every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I bet you his boss got
and in
some
public,
flip-flops right
he
now.
talks hella professional. Why? Because anything could be used against him. He could be scrutinized by all kind of shit. Parents, students.
That means he got a boss.
The community.
So he has a boss.
Everyone has a boss, bro. Even
Until you
have
get to a point where you don't.
So,
yo,
my
chain
fault.
ends somewhere.
everyone has a boss, bro. What are you talking about?
So wait, my fault. We strayed a little bit. Let me see if I can get back to this, and then we'll move on. But like, so for family functions, like bringing groups of people together, and I guess this is why I brought up like people who talk away, and this is why I brought up swearing in front of people who wouldn't normally swear in public, although they go home and do the exact same thing you're doing, and appealing a little more relatable to them. Maybe you don't go over that edge, right? Maybe there's a strategy to it, but even that to me is like, is it necessary?
Yo, I
So
can add
bring
on
into
to
that.
All right. So now, when we go to certain events and everything, there's an ambiance that sets a tone, right? So now, if you go, let's say, to a graduation, you're expecting certain things, right? This acknowledgement, everyone's coming, they're bringing their families to Santa Third. It's supposed to be a celebratory place. But imagine if you go in there and then they're just playing fucking 21 Savage.
21.
It changes the tone. You see what I'm saying? So then that energy is fucked up, and that's a problem. Same thing if you
why
go to
does
like
that fucked up energy have to be a problem?
Walk
Why
with
it
me,
can't
man.
be positive?
Whatever. Anyways, you go to a 5-star restaurant, right? At a 5-star restaurant, you're expecting certain things. That's why it's a 5-star restaurant. But imagine you go there and everybody's on some, yo, nigga, bitch, da-da-da, blah, 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 blah.
I'ma come back.
It changes the tone of... All right, man. It's... All right.
I agree with what you're saying. It does change the tone because you gotta have
It
some
makes a
form
difference.
of respect.
It really does.
Because you can't go everywhere and cuss up a storm. You're not gonna be on your parents' deathbed swearing like, "Yo, motherfucker, remember that motherfucking time when we was little and that fucking shit? You know, we was balling and fucking shit, and I almost got fucking hurt." Nah, you're not gonna be saying that. You're not
He
gonna
bite.
be doing
No, he
that.
bite.
You gonna be doing that?
Listen, I don't talk like, hey, let me swear.
Right.
I just talk, and
That's
if
how
the
you
swear
talk.
come out, I don't stop it either.
I feel it.
So if I'm
No,
on
yo,
my
time out,
parents'
dog. Let me ask-
deathbed,
yo, you see, I gotta
and
ask
a
Kev
nigga
this
swear,
question. Let me ask you a question.
That's what it is.
Yo, did you swear at your job interview?
Hey, yo,
Be honest. Don't lie.
the truth of the matter is,
See?
I did not swear at
did
my
not
job
swear.
interview.
All right, word.
Okay.
All right,
Because
word.
when I interviewed for my job, at the age I interviewed for, I wasn't on the mental level that I'm on now.
All right, hold
which
on,
is
hold
why
on,
I'm
time out.
leaving
So
that
let me ask you a
job.
question. Did you
And
swear at work?
oh yeah,
You swear at work?
oh yeah.
I don't know, because I could have sworn on episode 10 you said you do not, and that you professional at work. You don't. You know you panic.
Hey,
Hmm.
I was being professional in that episode. I was putting respect on the education process in that fucking episode. This is the truth, though, and there's a reason why I'm out. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't get scrutinized for swearing. Because you want to know the fucking truth? When I swear at my kids, sometimes it's the only way I reach them. But guess what? I get in trouble
Anytime you
for
do
that.
the same dumb shit.
Nah, but that's the only type of response they want, like that gets through to them.
Yup.
can't-
You gotta
Sometimes
you
they
gotta
need to
communicate on their level.
You gotta be able to reach them. A great coach or a great teacher or a great leader is able to reach a multitude of personalities all the time. So
yo-
sometimes I do gotta be like, yo, shut the fuck up, stop being bitch. And I say that in front of a group of women.
You say that?
Yup. To a man.
You leaving this job, right?
I'm leaving, but that's not why I'm leaving. But I do that. And sometimes
bro, man.
that works. And guess what? I am sexist. When girls be like, I gotta use the bathroom, I be like, yo, you're not supposed to. They be like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom. I be like, yeah, because you're a fucking girl. You got girl issues. You gotta deal with that. As a nigga, no, you can fucking hold your pee because I know you don't shit in the fucking school bathroom. It's a public school shit. So you can wait. I don't treat everybody the same. But the reason why girls
jaw is
and
on the
boys,
floor.
hold on. Yo, I'm mad unfair. But the reason why everybody fuck with me, I am very unfair. But the reason why they fuck with me is because they feel the energy. They know when they come to my room, they got a nigga, a man in their life who love them, who listen to them, who check them. Because sometimes they come to me with the bullshit like, yo, I got kicked out of class just so I could check they shit. They want to hear that shit.
Yo, there's instances
Nigga.
where what he's saying makes sense because
I always fucking make sense.
I used to say all the time, like sometimes if you can't preach to the choir, right? Like a lot of times, like if you're speaking in this realm of a higher, perfected language or whatever, where like, you know, you clean
gotta
it
meet
up
the
to a
people where
point.
they at.
you have to meet people where they at so that you can talk to them and they actually receive what you're saying. So I see where that could work in instances.
And but hold on though. The thing is, I don't only swear. We're emphasizing it, and that's what the point of today's topic is, so we're going to stick to it.
Right.
But always remember, I'm very multifaceted. Sometimes I got to meet you and be emotional with you, like just let you cry, and then just let you let it out. I don't got no words for you except, yo, I'm just listening, nigga. And then, honestly, because I'm on my way out, this is the first time I actually hug people. Like, oh, you're so sad, yo, just get a hug. I just got a hug for you, nigga, because I didn't get hugs growing up. I like hugs, nigga, so I hug people. Mm-hmm. I give people whatever the fuck works, and guess what? They come to school the next day like, oh, hi, oh, we love you. Like, yeah, nigga, because I'm that nigga and I fucking listen to you. That's why, because you go home and nobody listen. I met you where you wanted to be met at, and that's what's important, and that goes to the whole fucking point of this episode. Yo, I can say whatever the fuck I want. Feel my energy. Niggas want to take my words and create a new negative energy. Like, nah, nigga, you can't envelop my positive energy with your little negative, non-changing ass. Nigga, we are multifaceted. But you know when to curse educated.
And when not to curse.
I know when to, I know when not to, and I don't give a flying fuck. I do it when the fuck I want. And if you got a problem with me, guess what? I won't show up tomorrow. But guess what? You gonna miss me.
But you was working there for like 9 years.
And I'm out.
Have you ever been in a situation where somebody checked you because of your language?
Niggas check me for my language every day.
And
nobody
response?
ever fucking listens to my perspective. I always gotta listen to theirs. And I already got theirs. I grew up with theirs. But it's like, why don't you understand mine? Nigga, if I didn't mean any malice, why are you creating malice from my words? Like, come on, nigga. You didn't feel the energy. Like, come on, nigga. Where the fuck was you
But not
at?
everyone feels energy, man.
But you have to. If you can't fucking feel energy, what the fuck are you? You can... Nah, that's a lie. Everybody can feel energy. Everybody. You want to know why? Because when I'm mad and I walk into class and I'm mad,
everyone's
my kids
like,
know
this
nigga's
You
mad.
can feel
And when
energy.
I walk in, Patriots won, and I'm like, hey, shmoney dance. I can't even get my kids' attention, nigga, because I did that. That's energy, nigga. Everybody knows energy. And guess what? Fuck with little kids. Talk to them and be like, yo, do you like him? Yes or no? The kids will just straight up give you an energy answer. I don't like him. I don't like her. And then you're going to be like, I don't like that nigga.
Yo, I understand what you're saying, right? But however, can't you articulate without the curse words? And the answer is yes. Hold on, the answer is yes.
The answer is unequivocally
hold on.
yes.
I know that. I know. No. It's like, it's one of those with
rhetorical,
a rhetorical thing. It's a rhetorical question, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at a multi-time student of the year.
Let me finish, right?
So
but the difference is you're an adult, right? Versus the kids that you're teaching, they're adolescents, right? They're literally sponges at this moment. But the problem is, which even myself, I can admit this, right? I didn't go to the best school. So it was like a lot of people that went to like those poor schools, right? It's not like they were presented with like SAT classes and things of that nature. It's not like we took Latin and we learned root words and things of that nature, right? So a lot of our vocabulary is limited. And sprinkle in poverty, right? Where a lot of these kids are angry and frustrated. When they say those words, bro, they're coming from negative spaces at times. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And sometimes they don't even know how to articulate themselves.
Yeah,
I've
definitely been in
the intern. No disrespect to the intern, he has a hard time articulating himself.
That's why.
So now, if you just limited to nigga, bitch, fuck, da da da. It's
and
like, come on.
And can I just say too?
You can understand.
Can I just say something else too? Like, I've definitely been in situations where I work with young people and even people my age that would be mad about something and they would be yelling and all they would be doing is cursing, and they would yell and curse for like 5 minutes straight, and I'll be like, you're not saying anything. You're not making a point. You're not explaining what the situation is. All you're doing is just like yelling cuss words. Right, but
but why not a end?
But okay, so what's the point of doing that in front of somebody if you're doing it for the sake of feeling better and you could just do that off on your own? What's the point of doing that in front of me?
Better is all that matters.
When you talked, you talked earlier about like being in a certain space and somebody fucking up your energy because they brought this
and when
thing
you
to the
swim and
situation.
let that out, you bring yourself back to that positive energy.
But what for the other people that are just like, sometimes I want to just listen to my Future and Uzi Vert, and I don't want somebody just ranting and yelling and spewing and cussing in front of me when they could have done that in the privacy of their own fucking house, and they're fucking up my energy. Ooh. So then what's the difference between me and you?
Well, there is no difference.
You talk a good one, however, you don't do what you're supposed to do.
No, but you didn't just hear what I said.
What did you just say?
There's no
You
difference.
said there's no difference.
Therefore, if my expressing myself via these vulgar words is ruining your space, I have no problem going into my own fucking corner where you don't hear me.
And is there another question I was going to ask? Is there a reason other than you feeling like it for you to use the words that you use, regardless of it being insulting or
the
derogatory
words I
to somebody
choose are
else?
the words that I was told not to use. That's why I use them. The power comes from the fact that you told me I can't, and as a powerful black man, nigga, I'm gonna keep doing what you said.
Say nigga, spick, kite, cunt, all
Because
that
I didn't grow up hearing that I can't use those words. If I did, I would have.
Nigga, you haven't heard it.
Honestly, I didn't know about cunt until I got to Northeastern with the white girls.
What?
Those are
Yeah,
a lot
cunt,
of those
I didn't know about that.
are insults. You know what I mean?
Like
Not
spit.
necessarily.
Yo, I went to O'Brien. There was Spanish. I mean, there was like Chinese and black niggas. There was not that many Spanish niggas, and the Spanish niggas was Dominicans. They was black. So nigga, we niggas, and then we got the chinks.
Yo,
is that offensive?
You sound just like the millennials now that you get tired of when they come up on the train or they come up on like
This nigga acting like he got a millennial.
and it's like because they have such a
I know you talking about the younger millennials.
yeah, they have such a bravado about them that it's like they don't give a fuck.
No, we really don't give a fuck.
Nah,
You want to know why we don't give a fuck?
I'll
tell you why we don't
let
give
you
a fuck.
get slide with that. I'm be honest. When we was in high school, bro, we used to be wild on the train.
Niggas is always
I
wild.
remember,
High school niggas
used
is
to be on the
wild,
train
bro.
and we'll be like,
You got all that testosterone, you
yo,
gotta be
dog, yo, I got that itch, dog, yo, you got that STD. Niggas would say dumb shit on the train.
Yeah.
And I remember one time Dre said this shit and some old, like, not old, but like an older sister, like, she was probably in the 40s. She said, excuse me, young man, that's highly offensive and I'm so hurt, this, that, third. And yo, Dre was like, yeah. And then he said my government out loud, like, yeah, you should stop saying that. I was like, yo, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I actually felt bad. Like, I was like, damn.
I hate when they
I
come
actually
up to
felt
me and say
bad.
that.
hurting
That's
this
what I'm
woman.
saying. You actually felt
yeah.
bad, and there's
And
a
that was the
level
last
of,
time I ever did that shit with
but
y'all
even
niggas.
still, there was always a level of respect with us. No matter what there was always a level of
I
respect.
can respect you and still not give a fuck.
You know, but
That means you don't respect
that's what I'm
That's not
saying.
true.
That's what that means.
That is
You
not
don't give
true.
a fuck about how they feel. You
That
don't
is
respect
not
them.
You
true.
don't respect them.
So
Like,
Nah.
Yo,
Why you don't respect me and my...
no, I respect you
me being
100%.
loud.
I do respect it.
How you don't respect me
Why
being
you-
loud?
I respect
Yeah,
you.
how you don't respect me saying
I
nigga
respect
and
you
bitch?
being who you want to be, but there's a certain
Once
space.
you say but, you're negating what you
No,
say.
but there's a certain space that you need to be in, and you can't say certain things. I feel like you can't say certain things in certain spaces that it doesn't make sense.
Yo,
Why would you be
Yo,
screaming,
yo,
You're
bitch?
supposed to be
I-
on his team, bro.
I got you.
No, it's not even
yo,
about me.
in your bedroom.
I'm joking.
In your bedroom, do you say what the fuck you want?
I personally don't swear like that.
I didn't ask if you swear. See, you just interpreted that. I said, do you say what the fuck you want?
I say what the fuck I want, regardless of where I'm at.
No, you don't. You just said you respect people. But I'm
No,
asking you about your bedroom.
I
No homo.
respect. I respect.
So that means you
the
don't
space.
say what
But
the fuck
saying
you
what the
want.
fuck you want is not always in the
Exactly.
form of saying something that's disrespectful.
You
or
don't
that
have
could,
to
like,
say it.
No,
You don't have
no,
to
don't make
offend
it-
You don't say what the
make
fuck
it-
you want
Don't make it
24 hours a
disrespect.
day.
Don't
No,
make it
you don't. You don't.
disrespect.
No
No,
one does.
I don't
No
go
one does.
about
I'm
it.
asking a question.
Yeah,
I'm leading you
I
somewhere.
personally
in
say
your
what-
bedroom.
Yeah, I say
you
what the fuck I want.
you
I say what the fuck I want in my bedroom,
If you-
outside my
hold
bedroom.
on, but in your bedroom, do you know why? Because you're the boss of that room.
Not
So what
really.
yeah, you're the fucking boss of that room. That's why you can say whatever the fuck you want with no regards to whatever the fuck anyone else got to
Or
say.
maybe it's just a private space.
No, it's because you're the boss. And what I'm trying to say is, as niggas, we need to teach our young princes and princesses to be bosses, and then they can say whatever the fuck they want.
Bosses
So listen,
or
listen,
niggas
no,
and
no, 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 no. I want to get into this next one real quick. I want to get into this
there's
next
a lot
one.
of toxic bosses out there, though.
It runs
So-
right into what we're talking about now. So let me just get this out. But like with the profanity and cable television music, our children are obviously influenced. You know,
Niggas
do
know
we
we are. That's why I got it
continue?
from.
Do we continue to punish them for language being used at home?
Yeah, dog. Why the fuck are there even words that are bad and then you get in trouble and get sent to the corner for using them? That's fucking dumb. If you're communicating something positive, it's positive. If you communicate something negative, you get in trouble.
Please
It
go
shouldn't
get
be
me that
these 4
fucking
words.
water. No, dog. I don't care how positive you think that shit
Okay,
is.
hold on. What about, hey, Jimmy, give me the water? No.
What? I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But
I'm lost.
He's saying the energy behind no was more.
Yeah, like if you ask your little mans to go do something and he just straight up tell you no, he didn't swear. He just said no.
I personally want to get offended. I didn't
I didn't say
get it
offended.
till
Is he in trouble?
now. Nah.
That's a fucking goddamn lie. How
Why
many
is he
kids
in
you got?
trouble?
He's
How many kids
saying
you got?
if you're he's saying if you ask your kid to go get you some water
Or to do anything.
or to do something, and the
and
kid
they
was
say
like
straight
no,
up no.
without the cursing.
Without the cursing.
But they just straight up said no. They
and
in
they
trouble.
said no.
Yo, I'm
in
gonna keep it a
trouble.
butt with you, yo. My son says no all the time, yo.
I mean,
Your son
Well,
is at a different level
okay.
of development.
Let's jump to like
Maybe we'll talk
7,
about
8,
age.
9.
Forget it.
Right, because if you're gonna be able to get away with that
Yo,
when he's 13.
Super
Right,
Kev
right, he's still
Super
cute.
Kev
He's still
lost
cute.
him.
My bad.
Exactly.
Super Kev lost
Exactly.
him, man. I hope I didn't lose y'all, the fans, but we lost them live. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
just-
y'all
I
know,
wouldn't get offended.
if you ask your kids something and they just straight up look you in your face, no swears, no nothing, just say
But
no.
man, I'm not
They in
asking,
trouble.
dog. I'm
yeah,
telling
right. That's all you got to say. I'm not asking. I'm
It's
telling.
an option. Yes
Okay,
or no.
ask
If
or
I
tell.
tell you,
It don't
there ain't
matter.
no no's, bro.
When that
You know what I'm saying?
child responds no, they are in trouble.
Okay.
And my point is,
If they respond no,
So
depending on how
it was an energy.
hang
thing.
on.
Yeah, I get what you're
It
saying. If
depends
they
on how
say
many
no,
times they
you're
say
saying
no.
yeah. You
And
just
then
say like
you
no.
know,
I'm
joking,
telling you to go
yeah.
get
But
that.
guys, hang on. I'm actually.
I know it's different.
I'm gonna run
fuck
with.
no.
right.
I'm gonna run with the
Yeah,
energy thing
like-
with him for a second, right? Because we're talking about curses being used in like a negative tone. So they're not always using a negative tone. They're using fun tone sometimes.
When I
right?
step on that public transportation, please believe it's positive energy in this bitch.
And so I always think about just friends or people collectively in a group, in a space, at a restaurant, on a train, anywhere, and they're talking the way they want to talk. You know what I mean? Even as kids, should they be punished? They're not necessarily hurling insults at anybody. They're not speaking in a negative tone. They just, like I said, they like cool shit, and cursing's a part of that. Are they in trouble for using these words?
There's a letter of the law and there's a spirit of the law.
I remember my mother used to tell me not to curse, but then I'd see her curse, and so it like confused the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, we either cursing or not cursing. You know what I'm saying? And then I guess that I hold that same standard to people in public, where you might turn your nose up at me for using a certain word, but I know you go home and use these words. You know what I mean? So it's like
Contradiction.
it's a
hypocritical.
contradiction. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so it adds to the facade that I always try to tear down.
Yeah, but however,
so.
everything's a facade. Just like, and this is why I'm kind of like,
But stick
yo,
to.
Kev, I am, but I'm about to explain something to y'all. We have fucked up thoughts every day,
Oh yeah.
but we don't express our thoughts out loud. Why? Because they'll offend other people, right? So now, when you're in a restaurant or what have you, I can understand you slip up 1 or 2 times with profanity, whatever. But when you're just all out, yo, nigga, bitch, nigga, pussy, faggot, da 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 da, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, all right, now you're making a scene.
It's
Now you're
like-
making a scene. Now you're getting people around you uncomfortable.
And it's
to the
attention
point where,
seeking,
thank you.
kind
And then
of.
now the
It's really
restaurant's thinking,
attention
yo,
seeking.
should we ask them to leave? Should we call the police? Yo, that's just, that to me, you may feel like your energy's positive, but it
Yeah.
brings a negative result. So to me, if
But
you
is
know
that
it brings
due
a negative
to
result,
an old
Thank you. That's due to
archaic
a lack of
stereotype and way of
wanting
thinking?
to change.
But you said specifically that you use these words because growing up people told you not
Not
to use
to.
those words.
That's-
So it's kind of like
so
you're
you already fucked
deliberately
That's the
rebelling.
foundation.
Right, but it
that ain't
sounds
the-
like
that ain't the leave.
right, but it sounds like
root.
you're rebelling or you're like
That's where
making
it
up for
grew
lost
from.
time.
But you
or
ever start doing something for one reason, and then like as it grow, you just develop a new affinity.
Right,
towards
but the
it.
yo, you know what
basis
it
is-
is? Yo,
the-
you know what Kev's doing? I got y'all. You know when like you have a daughter and you don't let her date no niggas, and then when she go off to college, she just goes in.
I'm not gonna do that.
He's going in with the words, yo. You know
I
what I'm
see.
saying?
Right,
I'm never gonna do it. If I ever have a daughter,
Yo, don't
She
panic.
got
Yo.
a
Stay
job
on
to
topic,
do.
yo.
She got a job to
He's about to say something back. Stay on
now I ain't gonna be
topic, yo.
reckless. That's episode 39 or 40. What would
Listen.
you let your daughters do or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah, you said something. It was like a few episodes ago, and you were like, I forgot what we were talking about, but you said something like, "Do I want my daughter to be a stripper? Do I want my daughter doing X, Y, Z?" And you were like, "Hell no." But
My
that doesn't
daughter
mean
can
that
do
she's not gonna
anything.
do
My
it.
daughter can do anything, nigga. That's why that gotta be episode 40. Call me for that. My daughter can do whatever the fuck she want. Just like her daddy, nigga, boss,
Yo,
nigga.
intern sleeping and she woke up like, nah. nigga.
You had to speak on that.
Yo, intern, I hope you become a boss,
Hey, yo.
boss.
Hey yo. If there's one thing this intern nigga better learn from me, is to fucking boss up. That's it.
Yo.
Yo, my first business meeting. What up, bitches, to everybody.
Hey, yo. And you know what's funny? Yo, the irony of all of this, right? There's like this underlying irony in all that we're talking about. It's like, when I step on the train and say whatever the fuck I want or do whatever I want, everybody be like, oh my God, this nigga. But deep down inside, everybody's like, damn, I wish I could be him. And it's funny, because...
You don't play yourself.
Nah, I'm not playing myself. Because go up to a girl, right, and try to bag her and get a number. If you do what the fuck you want, you have a better chance of getting a number. If you do what you think you're supposed to do, you already lost.
Yeah, but
Now all the viewers out there and all the listeners, excuse me, I keep saying viewers, but you know what I'm talking about.
I got
the
you.
listeners out there. Yo, the listeners out there is like, damn, nigga, is that true? And they gonna go bag a bitch and say some shit like, hey, yo, I'm feeling you. What's the word? And they gonna realize basic shit like that work. You don't always gotta have the extra swag.
Well, the phone number gotta be real.
I mean, nigga.
The phone number gotta be real.
I mean, shit.
I remember girls in high school.
Oh, my fault, not to cut you off.
But I'm just saying, yo, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, they mad at the fact that I swear, but swearing is a small part of the authenticity that everybody seeks.
Yo, listen,
You know
dog,
what I'm
if the shorties you hollering at, like you saying all this nigga, bitch, all that shit, I don't want them shorties, B.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
I'm
You know,
good,
everybody got
dog.
their own preference. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're all I'm trying to say is, all you gotta do is be yourself, right? And that's the number one message missing. That's like episode 41. You know what I'm saying? Just being yourself.
He already got the episodes laid out.
I mean, shoot. Every time I did this last time.
Executive producer,
Yeah,
dog.
You know, hey, we can be here all year, dog. I always got something to talk about. But
You want the EP credits?
nah, I'm just a good nigga. But yo, like at the end of the day, everybody just wants you to be yourself. And why I was effective during my brief stint as a public school teacher is that whether I was swearing or using my profound vocabulary in the mathematical classroom, it doesn't matter. Everybody felt my authenticity. Everybody wanted to be around that. Like, you could be anywhere in the building, but you come to my room. You get kicked out of class, and where do you gravitate towards? I'm the same nigga who will rash you. Yo, why the fuck? I start like this. Yo, why the fuck are you here? Hey, we kicked out of science class. What the fuck did you do? Yo, he, right? It's always somebody else's fault. And what do I bring back to the hood? Hey, yo, stop blaming everybody else. Take responsibility for what you did. I want you to start by saying what you did. They like hearing that. They need to hear that.
But you
they
were cussing when you saying that.
Oh, exactly.
Hold on, I was cussing when I started.
When you started.
Because
when
they
you
interrupted
addressed
me.
positively, you
But I
addressed
told you.
positively.
See,
Without cursing.
Hold on. I told you I was multifaceted. Swearing is not the
not the
majority
only
of my
thing.
vocabulary.
But that's the point we were trying to make.
I'm just saying, if I want to swear like, yo, why the fuck
I
are you
get
here?
it.
I can get away with that. And you feel the energy, so you know I'm not trying to come at you.
I get it. but
Because if you really didn't like me and I said that, those are fighting words.
Hold on, can I just say something? I actually understand what you're saying, right? Because they can relate to that. However, let's just say you worked at, I don't know, a school where it's like a whole bunch of suburban white boys.
Right? If you worked at like Milton Academy.
The same way.
I would speak 100% the same way and call
But
them
now,
nigga.
but think about this. They don't understand that energy. They don't relate to that energy.
I got
So
white
why
boys
would
in
you
my
do that?
class. Those are my white niggas. And I got one Asian nigga. And I make sure they know.
You the type to let a white boy say nigga
Yeah, that
with
shit
positive energy and be
That
like,
shit wild. I'll
"Alright,
punch you in the
Yeah,
mouth.
if I could, I would. But I'm not in a position to do that yet. So I'm gonna still respect that word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna be the one to fuck up that word yet. That's like episode 141.
Yeah, you need some time to come back.
We got a lot of work to do as a
Society not
people.
there yet.
Society is not there yet. You heard about what happened to that Kendrick Lamar show. Episode 140 some shit.
Yo, the intern wake up shaking his head like, yo, this is so fucking me, dog. He's like, yo, this nigga
On
need to
some
respect
real shit
himself,
though,
you know what I mean?
I promote positive energy, and the reason why everybody love me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I swear, yeah, I do what the fuck I want. Yeah, people, when people say my name, they be like, oh shit, like your eyebrows gotta go up, like, oh shit, oh. But at the end of the day, niggas be like, yo, I fuck with that nigga
Because you a cool dude.
And then not just because I'm cool, I look good. You know what I'm saying? I smell good, and I'm smart. At the end of the day, niggas want to fuck with smart niggas. Ain't nobody want no dumb nigga. I ain't no stupid.
It's because you let niggas say nigga when they not a nigga.
I don't give a fuck about that, nigga.
I know.
It's about
That's why
love.
they want to be around you.
Nah,
Cause you
I
cool.
fuck with the niggas can
Because
say
you-
nigga.
because they let
I'm
it slap.
just saying, you let
fuck with
niggas do what
everybody.
they gotta do.
That's it.
Hey yo, teach. I'm about to smoke this blunt. All right, let me hit it with you.
No. Did you
Nigga.
do your work? And then second,
I did my homework.
Yeah.
Teach. Come hit
okay.
this blunt.
Second of all, this is always a question because some kids do be telling me that.
I'm just saying.
They be like, yo,
Yo, BPS got me
you
nervous.
they
dog.
be like, yo, they be like,
Oh,
yo,
you intern? Y'all stories? I'm like, yo, dog.
them niggas fuck with me.
Yo, I might honestly, I might have to not even put my son in fucking Boston Public School.
Yo.
Y'all got me
I
nervous.
don't know what y'all think. Imagine BPS is. It's the same shit we went to when. Oh. Public schools is the same shit. If y'all went to public schools, it's never changed. It's never improved.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now we got niggas being teachers. Let's go.
No. There was always one or two.
no, it's
There was
more-
always one or two.
It's more when you
Always.
come into these environments, you see these kids who are coming from like fucked up backgrounds.
Same
or, like,
shit.
Or they just, they don't eat. And you got a bunch of like white privileged ass teachers telling them like, do your work when the kid was up all night babysitting, or the kid wasn't even home. The kid was out. Shit, fucked up shit happened to them. But when you cuss at them, it's not like we do it just to like for fun or whatever. It's more like it actually. This is what they respond to. This is what gets their attention.
Yo, you honestly believe for you to connect with these kids, you gotta
No.
swear at them?
No.
You're-
It's
No.
not swearing at them. It's using that
It's
language.
swearing with them. My bad.
No.
I mean, if that's what makes you comfortable,
No,
but
no.
more so, you're just adding. You're
think the
using
point-
this language to
I
communicate.
think the point he's trying to make is
Okay, so you feel like you
If-
need
if-
to swear to communicate to relate to them.
some kids, yeah.
But,
I mean, that's how
Especially
kids
the
talk.
ones with their
Hold
parents.
Hold
is-
on, but you're.
can I finish making my point?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yo, G, in these schools, you have different types of students. You have those kids who are gamers. You have the smart kids. You have kids who are sheltered and don't even know, like, you
Yup.
cuss.
G's about to
Like,
call the next
but
group you're
you
talking
have
about niggas.
those
Be careful.
Behavioral problems who every day they get kicked out. That nobody can get to them. Only way, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, what's
You
this
think
saying?
that's the only way you can get to them?
No.
Yo.
Got you.
This is not how you get them to
Hey, yo,
open up.
sometimes you
This is how
gotta do
get
what
to
you gotta
find out What's
do.
going on in their lives.
Nope.
You see?
Nope.
Yo, G, come on.
Well,
right now.
Yo, you can't tell me nothing,
G
bro. I done did it.
Thinks
So,
might is right too.
No.
So he's gonna say you can
Yo,
strong
G.
arm you with.
hold on.
Yes.
No? What? What?
You don't say might is right
What the fuck I gotta do with this, bro?
because
What are you
he's
talking
trying to
about?
tell you that in order to communicate with these
I'm
kids, you
telling
have
him,
to use
Yo,
that
I
language.
disagree. You know why? Because I've worked in those fields, and it's a lie. You actually
Feels
don't.
similar to his.
Yeah,
and his.
bro. Think
Hey,
about
yo, my
this. I
niggas
don't work
need
with
that.
kids, at-risk youth that literally either dropped out or on the verge of dropping out. Honestly, I used to do this shit with Fool. And them kids hated Fool. And Fool used to swear at these niggas. I never had
But
to
what
swear. I
energy
never had
did
to
he
do
have
anything.
when he swore?
I agree with you. But I never had to
Yeah.
go like, yo, my nigga, you fucking up. I need you to do da-da-da-da-da. I ain't never had to do none of that.
But you
Just
never
me
said
being
nigga
a
in
black
front of him?
man. No,
You never swore.
no, it was
You
my
never-
job, bro. It was my job. So no. But just me being there.
I be keeping
Yo, they
it 100
respected me,
and
bro.
they
So that's
fuck
why I'm
with
like, yo, you think you need to go to their level and talk like them.
don't.
Nah, bro. They respect you just being a black man.
All you
in
gotta
that
do is be
space, dog.
consistent. That's what they respect.
That's my
the most.
point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you ain't gotta be like,
So you can-
yo, I'm gonna talk just like them. Yo, my nigga, what's
So
up?
But
that's
here's the
your
question.
so that's
Come on,
your
son.
route, and then that's your route.
My route. What
There-
about this
which
route?
one's-
What about you be consistent?
Is
and
one
nothing
right or
works?
wrong?
Huh?
What about you're consistent and nothing works?
Yo, then you shouldn't be in that field if it ain't working.
Whoa.
But listen, hang on.
Alright,
I need
that's
to
why
make
I'm
a
out.
point. I just need to make a point
we
because
don't agree with that statement.
I need to make a point first
agree with
because if you're saying that you could take this route and you're saying that you could take this route, you're talking to him like his route is the incorrect route when really it's just a different path.
I agree.
That's why
Hold
you
on.
got
I
most
know, but he's saying you
different
have to do that. That's why I said, whoa, no, you
He
don't.
said there's
Time out. You said you
situations-
have to. Yes or no? Yes
he
or
said
no?
there's kids where he thinks that is
Yes
most
or no?
effective.
Did you say you have to talk to these kids like that?
Different students.
Yes or no, bro? Just answer
Nah,
yes or no.
hear what he's
Clarify
saying.
what
I already know that and remember he said there's gamers, there's this, is that, but there's certain kids you have to talk to them like that. I'm saying
There's certain
you don't.
kids where
You
that
don't.
is
No,
most
you don't.
effective.
You have to, yeah.
No, it's cool, dog. It's cool. Don't worry
I
about
say
it.
there's certain
It's
kids
cool.
you do.
It's cool. It's cool.
There's some
But I'm on my way
kids
Yo, G, like,
where he
every
feels like
year-
that's most effective. That's all.
Yo,
So
guys,
clearly,
not
I
wrong,
don't know what I
That shit
was
crazy,
doing.
yo. These
Hold
are,
up.
and these niggas is the niggas that
But
are
listen,
controlling our future.
We have a lot of people
Saying?
talking over each other. I need
Go ahead,
sounds.
intern. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yo, G, you gotta understand. Every year, new students come into these schools.
Really?
And yes, and when they come in,
Let him talk, please, without the snarky
test
comment.
what they could get away with. And so when you when you come in, you got these kids who are involved in gang activity, things like that, and they don't give a fuck about school. They just come to school to eat, sleep, and go the fuck home. Get a bus pass, and that's it.
So okay, so what's your point?
So
All right, wait. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So when you literally, when they get in trouble, when I was getting kicked out of class, be like, yo, why you getting kicked out of class, man? I don't know, man. They don't respond, and then you be like, yo, why is this? Why is sometimes you don't have to even go into the extreme like, yo, what the fuck, or angry. You just be like, yo, why does this shit happen every day with you?
Yo.
Like, break it down. Like, let me know. Let me come.
So it's because you said shit. They go,
No,
oh
relate.
shit.
No.
Now I can relate.
No,
Yes.
That's what I'm
no.
saying.
That's
This
exactly
nigga
what
saying
happens
that.
No,
instantly
it's
on
more
the
That's cool. Don't
spot.
worry about it. No, don't worry
no,
about it. It's
it's-
level
No,
to this.
but
It's level to
no,
this.
I mean, but you're saying that it's incorrect that it doesn't relate. It's just a method that you choose not to use.
No, I already
Can I
acknowledged
just
that.
say-
I use
I
that.
said
But
he
stop
said he
talking
has
to him as if he.
Sometimes
but
they
that's
have to.
But guys,
Yo,
listen.
Thank you. As long as I know somebody else knows, I'm
But
not
you have
bugging.
to hush up and listen for a minute. He has to. That's what works for fucking
No,
him.
he doesn't. No, he
What-
doesn't.
That's what works
Bro.
for him, though.
You're not getting
Well,
what we saying, bro.
well, you're
No,
not-
I get it.
well, you're not
There's just
understanding.
different avenues, and
You're
you can
not
take
getting it.
one.
You're
What
not
you're not
getting it.
understanding is G is saying that the intern is talking about you have to talk to certain students like how they talk.
He has to.
No,
He said,
in general.
thank you.
Do you think in general?
Yo, but you had
Hold
misinterpreted
on, wait.
that.
I need one person at a time. Do you
Hold
think
on,
in general?
no.
Let me
He
get
just
this
said
out.
some long shit. You can't just come
Let
up in here
me. I
and
have
misinterpreting
to
the question.
let him get this out real quick. Do you think in generally speaking, you have to talk to some kids, or does that work for you?
No, and generally speaking, certain kids you have to talk to like that. Now,
Thank you. All right, then. Shut your lips. We listening. We listening, dog.
But-
Y'all niggas is
Yo.
fucking up.
Do you have
No,
to talk
niggas ain't
to the
fucking
kids?
up.
No, it's just
The way the
outrageous.
kids talk.
The
That's
niggas
what
you're
saying
gonna
he
say
has to
he's
talk to
fucking
kids.
up.
Disrespectful.
That's not
that's
disrespectful.
Yo, listen.
You have
If
to
you
talk
feel
to
like,
kids.
hold on,
Can I make an
Stop.
observation?
I really have to explain something. If you feel like you gotta literally talk to these kids, like, yo, fuck it. If I don't talk to them like I talk to all the other kids, that means you talking down to them, bro. You thinking like they're not articulate enough
Yo,
to
can I
understand
say
what you're
something?
saying.
He's
Wait,
not
can I
That's
say
sad,
something?
bro.
Can I
That's
say
sad, and
something?
that shit's hurtful.
I'm not.
Let's
Y'all
wait,
niggas
speak.
control
He just-
kids, bro.
I'm not
Let's
trying to.
just
Talk
took
shit.
it far
Let me
left with that
just
one.
get
Come on, son.
some good energy in the room.
This is no diss or nothing personal, but do you feel maybe like your voice is like a little higher? And you feel like maybe to kind of relate and come off like a little harder to them.
Nah, don't.
Whereas like I'm really not trying to be like mean or nothing.
I understand that.
But he has a more like
in the workplace,
He has a more-
not ignorant at all. But there are certain students when they come to these schools, they literally are in that mindset like, yo, fuck this place, fuck all of this. Like, there's kids like me, like there's kids I've talked to who dealt with suicide. Like, yo, I'm like, I don't even have to cuss with them. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? What's up? Like, yo, I'm not feeling it today. Like they just start opening up. I'm like, oh damn, like you see, you don't come off like that. Staff in the school don't even see this type of like lifestyle and yet deal with these type of problems. They open up. Then you have other students like, man, it's fucked up. Like, yo, like they're venting, they're coming out,
And
they're
you go,
dealing with their
word,
trauma.
that is fucked up.
Yeah, they're dealing with their trauma. And it's like sometimes you don't know what to say because it's like you can't be like, yo, I feel for you. You can't really put yourself in their shoes where it's like, yo, that's some fucked up shit right there. Like I really can't explain it. Like I'm not cussing, I'm not belittling the students. I'm more like, yo, I know you go through some tough times.
You know, I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not saying you're belittling them. I'm just saying if you treat certain groups of kids one way, but when it comes to the quote unquote bad kids, you go, yo, let me talk like this. To me, I think you're doing
Honestly,
them a
no,
disservice.
but
That's
honestly,
me
it-
personally.
No,
That's
and
me
if you were
personally,
in-
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
if you're in
God.
like if you're in elementary school or middle school and you hear your teacher cuss, like you're gonna be like, ooh, oh my God, they cussed. Oh,
There's
they-
some kids, you know, who gonna literally.
now I can't speak for all kids. Obviously, now it's been a long time since I've been a kid, but I know like when I heard my middle school teacher cuss for the first time, I was like,
Yeah,
Oh,
develop
shit.
some intrigue.
So there's
Yeah.
certain
He's not like the
kids
rest.
In your office, when you're speaking with them, you're like, yo, man, come on.
and maybe you see it as like you're talking to the kid like that's your boy in a way that
Like
it's
you're,
like you gotta
you're trying to
step out
get
of the
through to
teacher
them. Like sometimes they
boundary.
don't listen. Like literally, they're on their last legs at the school. Like these.
Hey, yo,
kids,
we
schools take them
forgetting.
in. If they're not applying themselves, they ship them
Yo,
right
hold
out.
on. Let me.
Yo,
All right,
please.
can I just explain? I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? I used to work at this organization with FU, right? And we work with kids. We help them with their college applications. Some of them go to trade school. We help them with all of that stuff, right? We had kids from several different gangs, right? I remember FU and one of my other coworkers used to talk crazy to these kids. thinking that gets to them. These kids didn't fuck with them at all. Me, what I did, I provided hope, bro. Just talking to them like, yo, damn, yo, y'all look smart. Yo, this kid's this and the third. Boom, boom. Yo, your essay's great. Da-da-da. Help them with their resume. They were in their group. They were like, yo, we want to be in G's group. Why? Because I didn't have to talk to them like that or anything. You just being there for them. Give them hope, bro. You don't have to be like, yo, I got to say the N-word to relate. You ain't got to do that.
Can I respond to that?
You actually don't have to do that, bro.
Can I respond to that one?
Go ahead.
What about there are former educators like myself that give everybody the same opportunity until they prove they need a different opportunity. Yeah. So I talk to each kid in the beginning the very same, just all positive, just like you said. I provide hope. Now, what about these kids who have no foundation at home, who don't even understand what those words mean to them because they don't hear them at home? So when I say them, it goes in one ear and out the other. What do you then do?
So are you saying the only way you could relate to them?
I didn't say the only way.
All right,
I'm saying
bingo. Then there you go. Then the combo done.
And
it's not done.
Why is the combo done?
Because as long as you guys can admit that there's other ways to get to them kids, then I don't need to even enter. That's my point.
Sometimes the other ways don't work.
But from what it sounds like, you're saying when you say that you talk to every kid the same, and then there's some kids that don't get through after the fact. It sounds like the kid is kind of wearing you down to the point where you're like, all right, now you're fucking up.
No, because
it sounds like you're like,
that's an outsider's perspective. Because these kids don't wear me down. These kids keep me going. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So everything is positive as far as helping these kids get to the next level. My issues are with the older people. My kids is the best part of my job. You get what I'm saying?
But didn't you say you start off talking to all the kids the same, but then there's some kids that don't?
That's as far as like discipline in the class, giving them opportunities. I talk to them the same. Hey, or if a kid fails in the test, the way I talk, like, hey, you got like these ones correct, focus on these ones, this one can get you this grade. We start like that. But then that positive talk don't always work.
So then you gotta go to the negative talk to get them.
It's not necessarily negative talk.
No, I go to
it's not negative though.
If you continue at this rate, where the fuck you gonna end up?
I think
not negative.
Well, I'm gonna be a rapper.
It's not negative.
I'm gonna be a rapper.
I think that's my biggest. Listen.
Like, come on, you gotta reach them different ways.
I understand you gotta reach them different ways.
There's no way you teach 1,000 kids.
Hang on a second. I have to say something before you go
with the same positive talk.
Some of them needed. The biggest thing I'm going into with this is the blatant contradiction of not being able to talk a certain way when you go home and talk that way every day. I think that's like my main reason for bringing this up. I don't think profanity is a negative thing at all. I think that you can use it however you want and however you choose. And I think that's where he's coming from with the energy that you bring from it. But if you're going to go listen to music that's fueled with it, if your favorite thing to do is watch movies where niggas is talking like that, reckless, you know what I mean? Like Bad Boys or some shit where it's mad funny. If you're going to, we come and sit on this podcast and there isn't an episode where nigga fuck or something isn't dropped all the time by any of us. You know what I mean?
Nigga.
So it's, to me, it comes off as a contradiction if you turn your nose up at someone using those words when you talk like that.
No, what,
you know what I mean? That's my point.
The difference is we're talking to developing minds.
Hang on, because
this is why I'm saying we're talking to developing minds, right? So y'all confront like when you're in the classroom.
They're already listening to it though.
Again, that's one thing to listen to a rapper. It's another thing to listen to an educator talk that way. So now sometimes you have to put on a different hat. So,
Both of them influence.
That's my point. So now, why influence them like a rapper? You don't need to do that. You're an educator.
To say it's like a rapper when the rapper is the one who's trying to be the one who's real on the track?
If you are letting these kids come up to you and talk however they want to talk, then they're gonna go into the workplace and do the same thing.
So if a student goes in there, yo, fuck that bitch, Mrs. So-and-so.
Yo, fuck my boss.
You're like, yeah, nigga, fuck that bitch.
I agree that it should
You don't make enough money to talk like that.
No.
Oh, now, nigga, that's not how they talk.
No, it's established that you don't walk into those areas to do that.
Students who are acting inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's the first time you said that today. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I was in the corner asleep. I was in the corner asleep.
Thank you, intern. Thank you, intern.
But I'm saying.
So you're gonna tell a student like, yo, you can't be coming in here fucking up, cussing at the teachers.
Yeah.
That's like that.
That's
just
how
like
I
that.
say. You
So
can't
they're gonna carry that in the workplace. Oh, you can't come in here fucking up, doing
If you
your
work for somebody, you
blah, blah,
follow their rules. If you want to talk like this, be the boss, nigga.
I get your point.
That's the
I get your
message.
point. But not all bosses talk like that. They know a point in time that comes where you got to.
All bosses do what the fuck they want.
Man, that's not true. That's a lie. You keep making that up.
Down a couple months after because
Thank you.
fucking
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Exactly.
And because like a lot of those
Startup
same
companies,
businesses get shut the fuck down. They
thinking
get
like
a lot
how
of
you
lawsuits get
thinking.
thrown at them. They have like websites like Glassdoor where a lot of former employers can go and be like, yo, this boss is cooked. She's the worst employee I've
Shit
had.
on
He's
niggas.
the worst employee I've had.
Yeah,
XYZ, and then that business fucking fails. So yeah, you could tell these kids that when you become your own boss,
You could do
you
what
can
you
say and
want.
do whatever the fuck you want, but you have to be very clear about the consequence behind that too.
There is a lot of
Yo,
consequences.
no, you're talking about kids for the most part. Some of them ain't even disciplined enough to like
Do their
actually go
homework.
do the homework and do this and that third. But you like, yo, act like a boss with no discipline.
Listen, I think that it
Stop,
should be
stop.
established. But before you go,
I didn't say.
Not the intern.
Wait,
Not
wait,
the
wait.
I
intern
said
side.
that.
guys,
Well, whoever
I
said
need,
it.
I need to
I'm
say
boss
something
talk,
real quick.
man.
I need to say something real quick.
Yeah, this-
We have a little bit of time left, but I just wanted to make this clear. I think that it's established amongst the room that when you go into a corporate setting, you have to abide by those.
Not corporate.
That's why niggas
only.
like me don't be in fucking corporate. The niggas don't belong in corporate.
Or excuse me, not necessarily just corporate, but there are some spaces where it's not tolerated.
It
That's why
shouldn't
niggas like
be.
me ain't gonna teach no more
But
evil.
you're not in your place of higher praise, cussing up a storm.
And you don't have to be in a corporate setting to respect other people.
Correct.
When I go to Star Market,
It's
when
not about
anybody passes me at my job, whether it's the janitor, whether it's the supervisor, I'm like, ma'am, sir, how you doing? How's your day?
Says
If a
who?
60-year-old
Says what?
It's just
It's called human etiquette, bro.
it's just
Human
respect.
etiquette is called
Listen.
saying what up, nigga. It's an energy thing.
I
Doesn't
get
matter
the
how
energy.
you say it.
I
You
get
can
the
say,
energy.
Yo, what's good?
Yo, you know what
can
it
say
is?
good morning. You
This
can
is
say
gonna sound
hello.
real ignorant. This is gonna sound real ignorant. I already know y'all ain't gonna rock with me. I don't care. But it's kind of like if you see two people from a different country speaking their own language in front of you.
Yeah,
There's
I say
nothing
that's
wrong
rude
with
as
that.
Fuck. Yeah, there's something wrong.
No, it's
What?
not.
Whoa.
That shit's
Nah,
rude, bro.
no, it's
Nah,
not.
nigga, that shit's fucking rude.
No, it's not.
This-
Yo, I'm about to give y'all a couple examples on why it's rude.
No.
For example, hold on. For example,
on.
they
I
knew.
need to hear this.
Hold on, and I'm gonna explain why. Yo, one time, right? I was in the cafeteria with some of my students. They didn't know I was Haitian. They were talking dumb shit about my student. I said, yo, watch your fucking mouth. Lady played the I was like, I need to talk to your manager. Only reason why I didn't proceed with writing her up is because her manager was like, yo, if you write her up, it's going to go into her records. And I was like, yo, I don't want to hurt a black woman. I just wanted to G-check her shit. Like, yo, you don't fucking do that to people. A second time, right, me and Fu was there too. Went to my wife's cousin's house. And 2 Haitian girls was in there talking shit in the kitchen about the food. They didn't know I was Haitian. I was like, yo, that's fucking rude. Yo, what are you doing? And then they go, oh, we didn't say nothing. They try to deny it. And I was like, yo, I heard everything y'all fucking said. That shit's rude, bro. I don't even like when people in my office, if there's a bunch of people and 2 people are whispering, I go, yo, that's rude. You don't do that. If you feel like you need to talk to that person, go outside. And I know you know English, and you talking another language, why would you do that? What you gotta hide? So fuck out of here with that shit. That shit is rude. That's what I'm saying.
But sometimes,
For some cases.
yes,
I can see that.
I get it.
Yo,
but
if you're using your own language for
yeah.
negative, then obviously, then nigga, everything is bad.
And
Some
that,
people
that
just
goes
like
to what I
talking.
say about
And we should never
using
talk.
curse words as like insults.
Can articulate better if they speak another.
Yeah,
I do
some
agree
people
with
can
that.
articulate.
Yo, I get that. But yo, if you talking to y'all 2 about something, that's cool. But then you're making it clear, like, yo, I don't know how to say this in English, so I'm gonna say this. Da, da, da. So we know, like, okay, they're talking about whatever we're talking about. But if we're having a whole conversation here and y'all 2 are just speaking in like Japanese or something, giggling, like come on,
looking
son.
at- like
Nigga,
looking
we
at
all gonna
TV.
feel uncomfortable, like word, like word.
But that goes back to positive and negative energy. It
Nigga,
doesn't
imagine if they
matter
was
what
smiling
words.
while doing it. I'm still gonna be like, what the
No,
fuck
but
they
you
doing
can
it?
tell-
Thank you.
Nah, but you know from the negative energy. With
Yo,
the
it's
looking
cool.
and
Don't worry
laughing,
about it.
that's the negative energy you
But
feel.
those are more actions than.
But you
energy.
you feel the negative part of the
The
laughing of the words.
Oh, I was just saying.
She's
Yeah,
right, though. It is actions, bro.
yeah.
But
It's more
the part
action
that makes
than
you
energy.
uncomfortable is the energy part.
It's the action of somebody pointing at me and laughing,
No,
and then turning
it's
back
not
to the
until
person that they're
ener-
talking
it's not
to.
until you feel the negative energy associated with the point. Because if I just point at you and you know I'm just being facetious, it's not going to bother you.
That would still,
yeah, that's still a bothering motherfucker.
I would
but I
still
hear
be
you,
kind of
though.
bothered.
I know what you're trying to
Because
say.
pointing in general is a rude action. There's
Thank you.
no positive connotation necessarily.
But if I'm just pointing at you and you know I'm bullshitting, it's not gonna bother you as much as if I'm really saying some shit that you don't know what I'm
But if I don't know you, and then you're talking a different language, and then I'm pointing at you, then you're gonna feel some type of way. Is what G's
Thank
trying
you.
to say.
I agree.
Oh, okay. All right. As long as we agree.
I'm just
I was
saying.
like that.
I'm
This
just
shouldn't
saying
even
it's
take
not
this long.
rude for someone else to speak in
I
their
agree.
language.
Yeah.
Because nigga, they
I don't
can say
think
whatever the
it's
fuck
rude
they
either.
want. Because we don't have to fucking talk to everybody in the fucking room. You don't. Nigga, I don't owe anybody, nigga, I owe everybody 20% of my conversation because there's 5 extra niggas. No. If I want to talk to this nigga the whole time, I can talk to whoever the fuck I want.
Dope.
Do whatever the fuck I want.
All right, see, there's no such thing as common courtesy. It's fine.
There is a such thing as common courtesy, but I'm trying to say, nigga, that shit is bullshit. Why do we need it? Nigga, your job is to take care of your
Because,
kids.
yo, again,
That's it.
we're a societal people, right? We care about not hurting other people. And that's why we don't say everything that's in our minds, because we know certain things are too offensive. So that's why we move accordingly. Y'all can front like, nah, I'm just going to speak my mind and say whatever I want.
No one
You
just
don't do
speaks
that.
their mind.
You just don't do that. So let's just be real for 1 second. Let's stop with the bullshit and just be like, yo, you know what? Yes,
He's
I
bullshitting?
do say that.
I
Yeah,
don't
you know
bullshit.
why?
You
You
ask
know
me
why?
anything,
I
I'll
know
tell
he's
you whatever the
bullshitting
fuck.
because you don't. That's why I called you out on the shit when, like, the previous episode, you was like, yo, I don't swear at work, I'm a professional, and then now he's like, yeah, I swear at my students, Like, exactly,
I mean, the
nigga. Don't play
circumstances
yourself.
is
Don't play
different.
yourself,
What
dog.
do
You
you
know
want
what
to
I'm
know? You
saying?
want to know the truth, or you want me to be
So now,
political?
let's be even more truthful to
You
ourselves.
wanna be
Everybody
truthful?
in this room.
I swear to anybody I talk to.
Okay.
And that shit gets me in trouble
all right.
everywhere.
But let's just say this. Everyone in
And
this
I don't
room
give a fuck.
censors themselves. Let's just be real. Why? Because we don't want to hurt other people. You know
But
what I'm
I don't
saying?
give a fuck
There's
about
even
hurting other
times
people.
where I don't even want to hurt my niggas, but I'll be like, yo, you know what? I have to say this because if I don't, I'm doing them a disservice. So I'll just say it, even
But
though
then
I'm
there's
like, damn,
people
that was
like me
fucked
who
up.
live a totally different life
But
than you.
for a certain amount of years, you cared.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
He already
Okay.
fucked up.
Because that's what I was taught. And then when I learned to think for myself, I learned I don't need that.
But now, if you go into a space, right, with your higher thinking that you're on
Yes.
at this current level, right, you say whatever the fuck you want.
when I like
When
that.
you going on this job interview, or if you go on a job interview,
I'm not
or
going
if
on no more job interviews.
You about to be a
Word.
boss.
Yes.
That energy,
Entrepreneurship,
bro.
Okay,
Yes.
so you about to be a
Episode
boss.
100,
Yes.
we gonna
So
find
when you
out.
meet with other bosses,
Yes.
you gonna be like, I'm a boss, you a boss. So what the fuck is up, bro?
That's exactly what the fuck
Yo,
is
this
going
nigga live in a
down.
rap
Because if you
movie,
can't
nigga.
do that, you're not a boss.
Paid in full, dog.
Yo, my man.
If you can't do that, you're not a boss.
This nigga live in paid in full.
Hold on.
nigga.
and- yo,
Hey.
what kind of a real boss ass nigga answers to somebody?
You know who you sound like? Dame Dash.
Yo,
Yeah,
fat.
and
You
I'm
know
not-
what Dame Dash is right now? Come
What kind
on,
of man?
bro.
What kind of man?
What kind of man answers to another man?
Yo, dog, I
I've
saw
been
that-
a boss since I
I
was
saw that
13.
interview.
On his name, that's Chatty Patty.
Yeah, you know,
Hey, yo.
I was a boss since I was 13. I ain't never speak to no man.
Nah,
I've been a
listen,
boss all
I
my
seen-
life.
I seen that interview and I said, why the fuck do I have a boss? And I struggled at my job ever since, and then I quit, nigga. I'm out.
That's real shit.
And the only reason why I
He
didn't quit
inspired
on
you.
site is because my babies need me. So I finished the year.
He inspired
I got
you.
a couple months.
I respect
and then
it.
I'm done.
I
And I'm out.
respect it.
On some real shit,
I
I
respect
can't
it.
have a boss. I can't have niggas telling me what I can say and when I can say
I
it
respect
when my energy is nothing but great.
But
Well-
in a certain space, you're gonna have to respect that space.
And if I don't feel like respecting that space, you should respect me.
No, but then you might lose that partnership you're trying to develop. Is what I'm saying.
And if that partnership
gotta
is
move
lost because of
strategically.
that, then it's not important because you're talking about
Okay.
money.
So then
everything you
you're
talk
talking-
about is financial.
It's not just finance.
Yeah, it is. Because you keep talking about partnerships, opportunities, you're going to miss this interview. Those are all financially related. When you're talking about being a boss on a mental level, it's not about money. And once you realize life is way beyond money, you then move however the fuck you want. And once you get to that level, no amount of money can ever bring you back down.
So when your kid
Low-key, that
needs
was
something,
deep.
you can't eat money. Like you need money, right? You can't say, "Yo, you a boss. You don't need nothing." Go tell him, "Give me that."
I didn't say that.
Yo, I'm a broke boss, dog.
I said,
Yo, fuck that,
I
nigga.
said-
Eat your thoughts, nigga. 0 calories,
nope.
nigga.
What I
We
said
bosses,
was,
nigga.
always keep in perspective your feelings and what you value in life
Yeah.
versus money. And anytime you let money dictate your decisions, you will not be a happy boy.
Correct. But what I'm saying to you is, how you gonna progress in your entrepreneurship when you just starting out and you coming to the table saying whatever the fuck you want.
Because I started out with thinking like regular niggas, being average, going to college like regular niggas. I already spent mad money and I got good credit. So everything, I've already lived that life.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where it's like, yo, that shit don't mean nothing.
But
Being happy, being there for your family, doing what the fuck you want, being there for the village.
So do you have a plan right now going into this entrepreneurship?
I do, but the plan I want to share.
Listen.
Sound like bullshit. Sound like we talking.
Because I want to keep it on topic what we're here for.
Yeah.
But the plan I want to share to people is to just take it one day at a time and let that positive energy take you wherever the wind take you.
I respect.
Listen. I just want to make my thing clear first, but I do want to wrap it up. But I guess where I'm coming from with this is curse words are not only being used for disrespect, and I think that when you just hear it, you don't have to immediately be offended. It's a word. It's used to color and paint, sometimes expressively, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's all I was trying to say. And so I think it's contradictory when you hear it and think it's something disrespectful off rip without even knowing what's being said in that conversation. And you don't have to be disrespectful. I just don't think you have to feel offended. That's all I'm gonna say with that.
Wait, but let me just respond to that and say, even though if somebody feels the complete opposite the way that you do about how they feel about being cussed at, because
cursing at is where I have a problem. 'Cause I'm not cursing at anyone. I'm talking about in general speaking amongst my people, and someone can overhear me. I'm not talking to them. I'm not talking about them. They just heard nigga or fuck. You know what I mean?
But you know that you're not gonna do that in like a church with older people.
I don't go to church.
Or you're not gonna do that in. You know that there's.
But listen, I don't want to start another debate.
Settings.
No, but hold on. Let her finish her closing remark. You got to talk your shit. Let her talk.
But she's rebuttaling what I have to say. But go ahead.
But you know that you're not gonna do that. Like I think G said it earlier. It's just like we all to a degree censor ourselves.
But I'm not talking about the spaces where I censor myself. I'm just saying you don't have to. Let's keep it to public. You don't have to hear someone use a curse word and immediately feel offended when they're not talking to you. That's all I'm saying. I can't help how people feel. Absolutely not. And so I don't have anything to say about that. But it is what it is.
Honestly, you lost me on your final thought.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. It's cool.
How did you get lost?
It's cool.
I've been lost.
Shout out to the intern because he was the only one who gave an applause.
There's certain words that could actually offend a person.
But you're talking about
directly to them.
You're talking about insults.
No, I'm not. If I say,
about nigga.
If I say, yo, fuck this female dog, I'm on the phone. I'm not talking to none of y'all in here. I'm on the phone.
That's his conversation.
But she overhears it. Bro, that's offensive to her. What are you talking about?
It might be, but he's not talking to her, and that's how they talk.
That's cool. God bless.
I'll save it for like a speak your speech or something.
Super Kev's final remarks is, I don't give a fuck who I offend until they tell me I offended them. Then I just tell them sorry. But until someone comes to me like, yo, I'm
everyone's
offended,
different.
I ain't thinking about you.
You're not on this planet with a bunch of people.
I'm selfish. I'm thinking about myself and my conversation and letting off my anger, whatever the fuck is going on, venting or talking shit, laughing at niggas.
I don't imagine that a lot of people come up to you and tell you that
guys, I'm really sorry.
Oh my God.
Wow, do you have anything to say?
My final comment
and I be telling them sorry.
Hang on.
He said it right. Human nature, at heart, we're selfish. And let alone, you just have to learn to either control your selfish or you could do whatever the fuck you want. But there's certain spaces, there's certain areas, there's certain people.
We all agree with this.
You're not going to address a certain way.
Don't invite me there.
And I feel you, but 100.
Don't invite me.
I agree with that. So that's it. Great conversation. Very passionate. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I got to talk all these streams and stuff like that. But listen, thank you for tuning in, listeners. We're going to wrap it up. Make sure you go to the website, upanicd.com, upanicd.com. Go to the website, scroll down so you see join the convo, and do so the best way you know how. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or, of course, subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. It's too many to name. Just go to the website, join the convo, and do so the best way you know how. And that is it. Alright, it's You Panic. It's You Panic. Talk to y'all next week.
When I'm in the place, they like, holy moly. I stick with the real, I don't play with phonies. I'm big as the global, you gotta know me. The boy met the world, so I call him Corey. The money come fast like the race cars. You niggas just mad cause I ain't y'all. When I'm in the place, they like, holy moly. Cause this ain't 2K and they can't control me. I might throw hands up like I'm a crip. I'm always rocking the latest shit. Your new man call me Lil Donna Karen, and the Mason Margiela's your favorite. Rock the hell figure, count figures. I don't take pictures, I just go fuck up the city with niggas. Specializing in a special finesse, so I'm not with the wrenching and drilling with niggas. I'm a pretty lady in a Mercedes. Tax return is about to look hella crazy. I ain't Kanye, so they might Sally made me, but ain't nothing wrong with getting educated. This pack might have you levitating. Spike Lee with the movies I'm making. Snapped a photo with me, now you elated and caught up in the rapture. Anita Baker. 2016 gon' be haters and fakers, but I'm just interested in getting paper. They gon' think that Kobe was still on the Lakers next season. How I'm ballin' on haters. 2016 gon' be haters and fakers, but I'm just interested in getting paper. They gon' think that Kobe was still on the Lakers next season. How I'm ballin' on haters. I'm in the place they like holy moly. I stick with the real, I don't play with phonies. I'm big as the global, you gotta know me. The boy meant the word, so I call him Corey. The money come fast like the race cars. You niggas just mad cause I ain't y'all. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, cause this ain't 2K and they can't control me. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, I stick with the real, I don't play with phonies. I'm big as the global, you gotta know me. The boy meant the word, so I call him Corey. The money come fast like the race cars. You niggas just mad cause I ain't y'all. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, cause this ain't 2K and they can't control me. These cops killing black kids, so I let the max spit, cause they don't want action. Vans on like how the pack did. But if the queen gets to snapping, I can rock your world like I'm Michael Jackson. Pray my haters stay denominators, turn these bozos into fractions. I'm not in the streets hitting licks, man. I'm in the stew making hits, man. I'm not in your club like a bitch, man. I'm with your boo getting licks, man. I got the cheat code to the game. You would've thought that was a glitch, man. They talk with the stones and the sticks, man. But I'm out here trying to get rich, man. Took a trip, I went to Saks Fifth, cause I can't live without the Rap Simmons. Haters wanna stop the party mouth, but I'ma just keep talking my shit. Boy, I'll beat it like a Mad Lib. These niggas ain't eating, they fasting. After I do what they do it too, I call that a chain reaction. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, I stick with the real, I don't play with phonies. I'm big as the global, you gotta know me. The boy meant the word, so I call him Corey. The money come fast like the race cars. You niggas just mad cause I ain't y'all. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, cause this ain't 2K and they can't control me. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, I stick with the real, I don't play with phonies. I'm big as the global, you gotta know me. The boy meant the word, so I call him Corey. The money come fast like the race cars. You niggas just mad cause I ain't y'all. When I'm in the place they like holy moly, cause this ain't 2K and they can't control me.